This is your thumbnail, and chances are it's the reason that you're not having the success that you want on YouTube. But fear not, my friend, because today I'm going to share with you the 2 ways that we use to blow up our clients' YouTube channels. Because the right thumbnail is the difference between you having success on YouTube and you being a nobody literally forever. There's really only 2 things that you need to understand in order to have a successful click-through rate. And don't worry, I'm not going to try to overwhelm you with a bunch of stuff in order to look unique or cool for this video. Number 1, your topics need to be so interesting that people need to watch them. It doesn't matter how awesome your thumbnails are. If your topics simply aren't interesting, people are not going to stop and watch. If you do get them to stop and watch, they're going to end up clicking off anyways because the topics just aren't interesting enough. So what it all boils down to is the best way to get people to click is to have really good ideas that people actually want to learn about. Hey Ashton, no shit. No, seriously, as Alex Hormozy always says,
it's like you don't have to know the algorithm, in my opinion. Like if the piece is good enough, you don't have to nail the thumb, you don't have to nail the headline. If people start watching it and they're like, this is so good, they will share it, they will keep watching it, and they will come back and watch the next time.
It seems simple and everyone thinks they know it, yet only a few people actually do this every single time. The question is, how do I come up with great ideas? In my video coming out next week, I actually lay out the brainstorming process that we use with our team in order to come up with really good ideas step by step for our clients. So you're gonna wanna subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss that video, along with this beautiful PDF that lays it out step by step. Let's take a look at this thumbnail that we made for one of our clients. As you can tell, this is not a pretty thumbnail. The thumbnail was not created with sophistication in mind. What it is what it is. It's a highly credentialed individual giving very, very interesting advice on something that most people don't understand and is considered to be taboo. That credentialed individual in this case is a former CIA spy who was literally trained by the government to live in the shadows. The psychological implication is that if anybody knows how to do it, it's him. And what if one day I wanted to disappear into thin air? Who would I listen to? So regardless of the type of thumbnail that I'm looking at, the subject matter is important enough that I'm going to click. Now I'm betting right now that you're thinking about going and taking a look at that video so you can figure out how to disappear if you decided you wanted to, right? That's the power of interesting topics. Number 2, let's actually talk about the thumbnail this time. But let's not discount the fact that a good thumbnail still goes a very long way. So number 2, the secret that we use in order to get our clientele high click-through rates is creating an unbearable curiosity gap so that people have to click on the image. And we have 4 main approaches that we like to use with our clients because we found them to be the most effective. Number 1 is uneasiness. Your goal is to make them feel the unease of what's happening in this thumbnail and what could potentially be happening in this video. For example, if you look at this image in this title, you're gonna say, oh my gosh, this guy got a face transplant? He literally took somebody else's face and put it on his own? How on earth did that happen? I have to know. It's obviously a very interesting subject matter, but if you literally see somebody wearing somebody else's face, you're probably gonna click. That's why this one is so powerful. Number 2 is familiarity, trending, or celebrity. When I look at this image of Joe Rogan and Mr. Beast talking on a podcast, the chances are I'm going to click. You've got 2 wildly successful individuals. You know they're talking about something good, and you know you're gonna get something from it. So the chances of me being a fan of one of these guys is pretty high, so I've gotta click. Number 3 is drastically transformative, satisfying, or nearly impossible. In these thumbnails, you should get people to say there's no freaking way this happened. Therefore, they're gonna have to click. By showing these drastic transformations, you're tapping into the part of their mind that makes them have to justify the impossible that they're witnessing. Number 4 is offensive. And this is always controversial and I love it. Your goal is to make them feel personally attacked or question their very existence. For example, in this image, are my videos boring? Or in the thumbnail of this video, are my thumbnails trash? Now let's take it a step further even. If we can combine 2 of these 4 together, we're gonna have a much higher likelihood of actually getting a better result and a higher click-through rate. So for example, you're wasting your time, you've got a famous person and an offensive quote that's gonna have viewers questioning their very existence. Am I wasting my time? Mr. Beast is saying it, I must be wasting my time. In this example, we've got nearly impossible and uneasiness. Wait, there's an inbred family amongst us? How do they function in society? How do they interact with other people? This has to be impossible. And right now I'm gonna be uneasy until I figure it out. Unease, satisfaction, admiration, and complete disbelief are some of the best triggers that you can create in order to get somebody to click on a video. The biggest key to remember is to get ready to fail. YouTube doesn't happen overnight, and there's a lot of trial and error involved. So if you take the time to learn something new every single step, you're eventually gonna see better results at the end of the day. Subscribe to this channel.